Hi everyone, today we will be discussing about Offshore Capability Center in this video. Now, what is an Offshore Capability Center? It is basically a elder brother or sister or might be a parent of an end user company. The previous video which I discussed. When a large organization decides to have its own offshore team to support IT operations, it is usually called as an offshore capability center. It is primarily the end user company's office in offshore. Now, typically there is a mix of in-house projects and projects which are delivered by service-based companies or software vendors from this offshore capability center. Now, when I say in-house based project, which means these projects are completely driven by the in-house team, which is the offshore capability center employees team. And there will be some projects which will be delivered by the service-based company or the software vendors. Now, these are usually the projects which fall into niche area or new products or new enhancements or implementations which happen within the organization. So what happens is your end user organization or the offshore capability center, they do not have the skill sets which are needed to implement or execute these projects or the latest technology. So what they usually do is the organization, they do it, they hire a service-based company which or the consulting company which already has gathered these skill sets and experienced in various other implementations for other customers, and they know what are the typically what is expected in such implementations, and those are executed by the service-based companies or the software vendors. And nowadays, what is the typical pattern is that rather than sending these service-based company people or software vendors people to on-site, they prefer executing these projects from the offshore capability center, basically to reduce the cost of on-site resources. Now, the benefits of offshore capability center, as we discussed, definitely cost is one of the primary factors why these offshore capability centers are established. Usually what happens is, if the organization's IT department needs are high, rather than employing all the employees in the, rather than hiring all these employees in either North America or EMEA, what the organizations do is they will set up an offshore capability center in a large metropolitan city in a offshore location where the IT talent is easily available, and definitely the cost of hiring a resource in offshore is lesser as compared to hiring it in either North America or EMEA region. So they want to utilize the cost benefits and thus hence increase the profitability of the organization. Secondly, there is this concept of geographic presence. Now, you might have seen there are like a lot of floods or tornadoes or various other calamities which happen across the globe. So to take care of that, typically what organization does is they will have their IT hub in spread across the globe. Usually, if you consider the globe as a 360 degrees ball, it will be spread across 4 locations. to cover the entire 360 degrees across the globe as far as disaster and recovery and backup is concerned, so that if there is a problem or natural calamity or some other disaster which has happened in one geographic region, the IT requirements or the service BPO requirements, they are taken care of by the Offshore Capability Center or IT Hub, which is located at different geographic location, so that the operations are running smooth. Secondly, follow the sun model. So initially, when these organizations, they implemented SAP, and uh, they hired employees, or might be they even hired the IT service-based companies to perform certain operations. There are certain tasks which needs to be executed 24/7, especially at night. So what used to happen is they had to employ these employees, or offshore of outsource this work to the service-based company, and expect the employee to work late night to provide support for certain critical tasks. So what happens is that when you expect the employee to work in night shift, they are supposed to be given the night shift allowance. So instead of that, now what the organizations have come up with the model is that follow the sun model. So what happens is, if a particular task needs to be executed at night, and if you are expecting people to work in night shift, instead of giving assigning the work to the person in night shift, you will assign it to a person who is diagonally opposite in the globe, in your offshore capability center. So there are two things which are taken care of. First of all, the availability of the person, and cost, and also the you are not expecting your employee to give up their personal time and work in difficult times or night shifts, etc. So this follow to sun model not just ensures that you save on cost, it also takes care of the employee's health and emotional well-being, and it is a win-win situation in every case. And it is easier to now one more benefit of this offshore capability center is it is easier to manage the outsourced work to the offshore IT service companies, or other software vendors. Now when this entire concept of outsourcing came up, initially it started with on-site. Then the IT service company started leveraging the offshore, their offshore capabilities to get the work done from offshore. Now, what happens in this entire course is that there used to be a lot of cultural gaps in understanding the expectations from the on-site business team, or even understanding what the offshore team tries to convey you. So this is also one of the win-win situations, is that you hire your employees in the offshore capability center to manage this outsourced work, and in so some control always remains with the parent organization, or the the end user company. At the same time, they are available to manage these things from offshore. So the next topic which we'll be covering is service based companies. So keep on watching my video series. Thank you. Bye.